The word affordable is everywhere. It's plastered across housing developments, healthcare plans, and auto financing. It functions as a promise of financial relief in a difficult world. Yet the persistent feeling of being broke suggests that the definition of the word has changed while we were simply trying to survive. If this is your first time here, welcome. This channel, Pay Just to Exist, breaks down the economic systems most people never get taught to question. The pricing tricks, the fine print, the quiet redesigns that turned owning things into paying for them forever. If that sounds like your kind of rabbit hole, stick around, subscribe, and let's get into it. Total household debt in America recently reached $18.8 trillion. This chart shows the widening gap between what families earn and the debt required to maintain a standard life. This volume of debt often stems from the mathematical valley. It's the space where working families earn too much to qualify for government assistance, but not enough to cover the actual costs of middle-class stability. The system has shifted the meaning of affordability. It no longer implies financial breathing room at the end of the month. Today, it represents the absolute maximum monthly payment a person can sustain without defaulting. Modern living has been reorganized into a series of permanent subscriptions. Consider how the auto industry manages purchases. The average vehicle now costs roughly $50,000. To keep these prices within reach, corporations stopped selling transparent total prices and began selling stretched-out monthly payments. A standard car loan used to last a maximum of 3 years. This duration served as a metric for responsible financial decisions and clear ownership. Today, lenders artificially stretch auto loans to 7 or 8 years. The price remains high, but the debt is thinned out over nearly a decade to keep the buyer in a cycle of extraction. This same logic applies to housing. Programs labeled as affordable often require tenants to spend 30 to 50% of their entire income on rent. This formula prioritizes the edge of survival over long-term financial stability. In 1955, the participation ticket for society was relatively simple. A basic landline telephone cost the inflation-adjusted equivalent of $58 a month. A landline no longer facilitates a modern life. Today, citizens require a smartphone data plan and high-speed broadband just to access a school portal, answer work emails, or manage a bank account. This mandatory entry fee has risen to roughly $200 a month. By stretching the terms of large assets and increasing the cost of societal entry, the economy converted traditional ownership into a recurring monthly cost. Part of the confusion stems from an inversion of the economy. Older generations point to cheap electronics as prosperity, but this misunderstands how modern pricing functions. In the past, basic necessities were cheap, while luxuries were prohibitively expensive. A color television might cost a month of wages, but a starter home was roughly 2 to 3 times in annual income. Today, manufactured luxuries are cheap, while biological necessities like housing have skyrocketed. Because shelter and food are non-negotiable needs, rent-seeking markets can extract maximum prices from a captive customer base. You cannot opt out of having a body that requires a place to sleep. Grocery costs have risen by 30% in recent years. In the aisles, budget options often involve smaller packages. Companies use these labels to mask the reality of shrinkflation and lower quality. Healthcare operates on a similar model. While premiums are marketed as affordable, they often come with high deductibles that shift financial risk onto the individual. People routinely skip prescriptions because the actual cost of using the insurance is too high. Beyond direct costs, there is the friction tax. This involves the surprise charges for the act of being alive, convenience fees for online payments, fees for paper statements, and bank maintenance charges. Managing these fees requires unpaid labor. Time spent on hold or disputing errors represents a massive theft of mental energy, leading to chronic burnout. The system profits from the exhaustion it creates. Individually, these tiny fees aren't worth the effort to fight, which is exactly why they proliferate. 1,000 microtransactions add up because users are kept too tired to contest them. The financial anxiety many people feel today is the intended result of an architecture designed to lease existence. Understanding that affordability has been weaponized can help remove the shame associated with budgeting struggles. To counter this, look past the marketed monthly payment and calculate the lifetime extraction cost. When offered an affordable plan for a car or a phone, multiply that number by the total length of the term. Often the total paid is double or triple the retail value. Audit recurring expenses to separate true biological needs from artificial societal tickets. If an expense does not facilitate income or provide basic shelter and nutrition, it should be removed. Simultaneously, push back against the friction tax. When a bank or utility adds a maintenance fee, demand it be reversed. Consumers can also reclaim value by breaking brand loyalty. Inflation fatigue can be a strategic tool. Shopping uncommitted across multiple locations forces corporations to compete on actual value rather than marketing. Finally, prioritize physical ownership. The economy has found that charging you forever is more profitable than selling you a product once. Whenever possible, choose physical tools, physical media, and tangible assets over digital access and endless leasing. This week, run a strict audit of your bank statements and cancel just one recurring charge paid out of habit. You did not design this financial architecture, but you can choose to stop paying its invisible tolls. None of this happened by accident. Every stretched out loan term, every surprise fee, every affordable plan that isn't, it's a design choice, and now you know what to look for. So this week, do the audit. Go through your statements. Find the one charge you're paying out of habit and cancel it. That's a start. If this video helped you see your own bills a little differently, hit subscribe. There's more of this coming. And drop a comment telling me the sneakiest fee you've ever caught yourself paying. I read all of them.